A strong garden does not begin with expensive tools or advanced techniques. It begins with the right basic setup. Many beginners focus only on planting seeds, but the real difference comes from preparing the environment before the plant starts growing. A simple mistake in the beginning can slow growth, while a proper setup can give plants a healthier and stronger start. The first step is choosing the right container and preparing it correctly. Whether you are using a plastic bottle, pot, or another recycled item, it needs enough space, proper drainage, and a design that supports healthy roots. Plants depend on their roots for water and nutrients, so creating a comfortable root environment is one of the most important parts of gardening. After the container, focus on the foundation, quality soil, balanced watering, and suitable placement. Good soil allows roots to breathe, proper watering prevents stress, and the right amount of sunlight supports steady growth. These simple steps may seem small, but they create the conditions where plants can develop properly. A successful garden is built one decision at a time. When you start with the right setup, you reduce problems later and give your plants the best chance to grow strong, green, and healthy from the very beginning. The success of any plant is often decided before the first leaf even appears. Many people think gardening begins when they place a seed into the soil, but the real beginning is the setup. The container, soil, drainage, and location all create the environment where the plant will either grow successfully or struggle from the start. A poor setup can create problems that are difficult to fix later. If the container does not allow proper drainage, roots can become damaged from trapped water. If the soil is too heavy, roots may not receive enough oxygen. Even placing the plant in the wrong location can limit growth by giving it too much heat or too little sunlight. These small mistakes can affect the entire life of the plant. A good setup works like a strong foundation for a building. When the foundation is correct, everything above it becomes easier to manage. Choosing the right container, preparing healthy soil, creating water balance, and providing proper light gives plants the conditions they need to grow. The first setup is not just a beginning step, it is the key to long-term success. When you take time to prepare correctly, your plants become stronger, healthier, and much easier to care for throughout their growth journey. Choosing the right container is one of the most important decisions when starting a garden. Many beginners think any container can grow any plant, but the size, shape, and design of the container directly affect how healthy the plant becomes. The container is not just a place to hold soil, it creates the environment where roots will live and grow. A good container should provide enough space for roots to expand and enough support for the plant above the soil. If the container is too small, roots become crowded and the plant struggles to absorb water and nutrients. If it does not have proper drainage, extra water can collect around the roots and create serious problems. This is why even simple containers like plastic bottles need to be prepared correctly. When choosing a container, consider the type of plant you want to grow. Small herbs and flowers can do well in compact spaces, while larger plants need more room for their root systems. Make sure the container allows proper airflow, drainage, and stability. The right container gives your plant a strong foundation from the beginning. When roots have enough space, balanced moisture, and a healthy environment, plants can grow stronger and more successfully. A simple container can become a powerful growing space when chosen with care. Healthy plants begin with healthy soil. Many beginners focus on the container and watering, but they forget that soil is where the entire growth process starts. The right soil provides roots with the nutrients, moisture, and oxygen they need to develop properly. Without a strong soil foundation, even a well-prepared garden setup can struggle. The biggest mistake is using soil that is too heavy or compact. When soil becomes dense, water cannot move properly and air cannot reach the roots. This creates stress for the plant and slows down growth. A good soil mixture should hold enough moisture to support the plant while still allowing extra water to drain and oxygen to flow through the root area. Creating the right soil foundation does not have to be complicated. A balanced mixture with loose, lightweight material helps roots spread and absorb nutrients more effectively. The goal is to create an environment where roots can breathe, grow, and stay healthy over time. When the soil is prepared correctly, everything else becomes easier. Plants become stronger, watering becomes more manageable, and growth becomes more consistent. A strong garden does not start above the surface, it starts deep inside the soil where healthy roots are built. Water is essential for plant growth, but the right balance is what keeps plants healthy. Many gardening problems begin when plants receive too much water or when excess water has no way to escape. Proper drainage is one of the most important parts of any garden setup because it protects the roots and keeps the growing environment stable. When water stays trapped in a container, the soil becomes too wet and oxygen cannot reach the roots. Over time, roots become weak and the plant may show signs like yellow leaves, slow growth, or a lack of new development. On the other hand, too little water can dry out roots and prevent the plant from absorbing important nutrients. A good drainage system allows extra water to leave while keeping enough moisture for healthy growth. Simple steps like adding drainage holes, using suitable soil, and checking moisture before watering can make a big difference. The goal is not to keep the soil constantly wet, but to maintain the right balance between water and air. When drainage and watering are managed correctly, plants become stronger and easier to care for. A healthy garden depends on this balance because strong roots are the foundation of every successful plant. Light and location play a major role in determining how well your plants grow. Even with the best soil, proper drainage, and the right container, a plant can struggle if it is placed in the wrong environment. Many beginners make the mistake of thinking any sunny spot will work, but plants need the right balance of light, temperature, and protection. Most plants need enough sunlight to create energy through photosynthesis, but too much intense heat can cause stress, especially inside plastic containers. A bottle placed under strong afternoon sunlight can become very warm, affecting the roots and drying the soil too quickly. On the other hand, keeping plants in a dark area can lead to weak stems, pale leaves, and slow growth. The ideal location provides bright natural light while protecting the plant from extreme conditions. Observe how your plant responds and adjust its position when needed. A little morning sunlight, proper airflow, and a stable environment can create better growing conditions. A successful garden is not just about planting, it is about creating the right space for plants to thrive. When light, temperature, and location are balanced, even a simple setup can support strong and healthy growth. Many plant problems begin with small setup mistakes that are easy to ignore. Beginners often focus on planting the seed, but forget that the early setup decides how well the plant will grow. A poor foundation can slow development, weaken roots, and create problems that become harder to fix later. One common mistake is choosing the wrong container size. If the space is too limited, roots cannot expand properly and the plant struggles to absorb nutrients. Another mistake is ignoring drainage. Without proper holes, extra water collects around the roots and creates an unhealthy growing environment. Using poor quality or overly compact soil can also block airflow and prevent roots from developing normally. Location is another important factor that many people overlook. A plant placed in extreme heat or very low light may survive for some time but will not grow at its full potential. These mistakes may seem small, but together they can slow the entire growth process. The good news is that most setup problems are easy to correct. Choose the right container, prepare healthy soil, create proper drainage, and place the plant in a suitable environment. A strong setup gives plants the support they need to grow faster, healthier, and more successfully. A successful garden is built from the very beginning, and the first day of setup can make a huge difference. Many people focus on quick results, but healthy plants come from creating the right foundation first. When the basics are done correctly, plants become easier to manage and have a much better chance of growing strong. Start with the essentials, choose a suitable container, prepare healthy soil, and make sure there is proper drainage. The roots are the foundation of every plant, so they need enough space, oxygen, and balanced moisture to develop. A good setup prevents common problems like overwatering, weak growth, and damaged roots before they even begin. After creating the foundation, focus on consistency. Provide the right amount of sunlight, water carefully, and observe how your plants respond over time. Gardening is not about making everything perfect on the first try. It is about understanding what plants need and improving step by step. A strong garden does not happen by accident. It starts with smart decisions made from day one. When you build the right environment at the beginning, every leaf, root, and new growth has a better chance to become healthier and stronger.